Namaste viewers, welcome to Gnana Degula channel. Today in this episode we'll try to understand the meaning of Kalā. Kalā in Sanskrit it can be very broadly understood as a part, as an aspect, or some kind of a digit, some kind of one small digit. Kalā also refers to skills or fine arts. Sangeeta Kalā, Nritya Kalā, Natya Kalā, like this, Chitra Kalā, all this. Kalā also represents skills and fine arts. But in the spiritual and philosophical context, this Kalā represents a portion, a small portion, or a manifestation of a greater whole, one manifestation, or different manifestations of a greater whole. This is just discussed in Praśnopaniṣad. This term is used to describe the 16 aspects, Kalās, of the puruṣaḥ, Kalās of this entire body, the body puruṣaḥ, that is self or the person. We'll go through them in detail. But before we go to the details, I request you to please like, share and then subscribe to my channel. Please listen to the information completely without skipping the video, and then please post your comments in the comment box. Now, these 16 Kalās of this individual, they are manifestations of, from the philosophical angle, they are the manifestations of life and existence, which are within this individual body. And upon attaining videha-muktiḥ, or death, or whatever called as liberation after death, that is an appropriate word, liberation after death, videha-muktiḥ. These 16 Kalās dissolve back into their cosmic counterparts. There are many counterparts of these. The 16 are counterparts of the cosmic, bigger cosmic part. But they, when one attains videha-muktiḥ, they get back to that. They go and then merge with that. It's like rivers. They merge into the ocean, losing their individuality. Now, let us go through each of these 16 Kalās, followed by how we understand the term Kalā in this context of the spiritual and then the philosophical angle. The 16 Kalās aspects in Praśnopaniṣad, as discussed in Praśnopaniṣad, are: one is prana. Prana is the vital life force without which you are dead and gone, that's all. The energy or that breath, that pranavayu, that sustains your life, that sustains the basic force of vitality, that is prana. The first one. The second one is called as shraddha, that is the faith or the trust, the confidence, inner confidence or trust in truth, in the satya, in the scriptures, in the teacher or the self. This is shraddha. See, it could be on anything. It might not necessarily be philosophical. It could be on scriptures of different, subjects. The teacher could be teaching different subjects or the self. All these things, they are shraddha. That is the faith or trust you have. The next one is called as kam. Kama. Kama means space or akasha. The element of space in the body, that is, we occupy some space. Everybody occupies some space. Na? The inner cavity that holds all. The inner cavity that holds all. That is space. This is the third aspect. The fourth aspect is Vayuhu. Air or wind. The element of air, without which nobody can live. Na? Without air, this is associated with motion and respiration also. Respiration, without respiration, no, this thing can live. That is how it is. Now, Vayuhu, air or wind. The fifth one is called as Jyotihi. Jyoti means light or fire. The element of fire, the internal light or radiance connected with digestion, vision, all this. Prana Agni it is called as. Agni. Jyotihi is Agni. When somebody dies, all this goes away. This fire also, the body becomes, it loses its heat. So, you have this prana, shraddha, akasha, vayu, jyotihi. Then you have apa. Apaha means water. The element of water relates to all bodily fluids and emotional flow. So it is flow. Actually, apaha means flow, which moves freely. So here it is, apaha means water, bodily fluids, that is blood and things like that. And emotional flow also, that what happens in the mind, that emotional flow, that also it is apaha. Thoughts, emotions, all kinds of things. Now you have Prithvi, the earth. The element of earth gives solidity and form to the body. See, otherwise, if you do not have that some solid thing, the shape would not be there. The shape would be something, it's a combination of so many things. This body is a combination of 16 small elements. This Prithvi is one, where it gives solidity and form to the body. Now the eighth one is called as Indriyam, the senses. The 5 sense organs, ears, eyes, nose, tongue, all these things, the 5 organs, and the action, that is karmendriyas, they are called as hands, feet, etc., which perform actions. See, all these things are one part of that 16th part. Indriyam is one part. This is the 8th one. Now you have the 9th one called as mind. This is not very easily perceptible, but it is there. The internal organ of thought, emotion, memory, perception. Of course, the hands may touch, eyes may see, but the perception comes in the mind. So this is manaha, the organ of thought, memory, emotion, likes, dislikes, all those kinds of things. It is through mind. The 10th one is annam. Annam means food. That is, to sustain this body, you need some physical nourishment. The body becomes a part of it. Whatever you eat, it sustains this body. That is, this annam is 1/60th, one part of that 16 vital things, 16. Then you have viryam, the 11th one, called as vigor or vitality. The reproductive energy or dynamic strength, you have some virya, to perform certain things, you need all these things. The strength associated with potency. This is viryam. This is viryam. Now, the 12th is called as tapaha, austerity or inner fire. So the spiritual discipline, the self-control, the heat generated by penas, the heat generated by, while studying or while doing a lot of things, while you are doing all those things, not only penas are things, you are, tale bisi agoytu, they say in Kannada, tale bisi agoytu. So that is tapaha, the heat generated during study, the heat generated during some kind of a disciplinary actions you do, the heat generated by self-control. This is tapaha, 12th one. The 13th one is called as mantraha, sacred chants or knowledge. Depending upon your culture, depending upon your identity, so many things, The spiritual vibrations in the form of the sounds, Vedic sounds, or the sacred formulas that one chants. This is the 13th one of the 16th part. Now you have this karma, action or deeds. All actions done with the body, mind and speech, cause and effect cycle. This is karma. Action or deeds are whatever that you do. Karmendriyas, Jnanendriyas, all these things. Body, mind, through walk, speech. They have their own effect. They have their own cause and they have their own effect. This is the 14th aspect, karma. Now the 15th is called as lokaha. Lokaha means world or realms of experience. You live in so many various planes of existence. Earthly, celestial. Even on the earthly also you have this dream world. You have this daydreaming world. So many things. So these are all various planes where one exists, where one resides, where one experiences. This is where one may live based on his. These are again based on the karma, the previous things that they have, whatever that they have experienced, whatever that they have done. Then the last one is nama, name or identity, the sense of individuality, the label or identity of being. See, whenever one comes to this, he has various nama rupas. As a child, as an individual, he has a name which everybody recognizes him as name, as some holding some position, as a father, as a mother, as in the society you hold so many positions, so many things. Of course, nothing is great or nothing is less, everything is same only. But this is called as nama rupa, name or identity. These are all the 16 identifications, 16 parts, 16 small bits which comprise of this of our existence. As per this Praśnopaniṣad, these are all the things. I'll repeat them once again. This is quite interesting. Prana, Shraddha, space, Kama, Vayuhu, Jyotihi, Apaha, Prithvi, Indriyam, Manas, Annam, Viryam, Tapaha, Mantraha, Karmaha, Lokaha, Namaha, Namarupa, all these things. Now, understanding this term Kalā, in the Upanishad context, Kalā means a fractional manifestation of the Supreme Self, puruṣaḥ, that Brahman, he manifests in these 16 things, that it has been identified within an individual being. Self, puruṣaḥ or Brahman within the individual being. These 16 Kalās make up the apparent individual self, that is Jiva. This is of Jiva is comprised of all the 16 Kalās. But the true self is beyond all these things. And when the body dissolves or when the body dies, each of these aspects, the 16 aspects, return to its universal source. The universal, the source is huge. Each of the 16, they have their own huge, enormous, unending, and then so much of source it is. This is the 16th. They are small parts of these things. They are all drawn and then made up into a Jiva. Prana merges with universal life energy. Mind merges with cosmic mind. Elements dissolve into their cosmic counterparts, etc. This goes on. So, Kalā is not the full being, but a ray, a portion, or a projection of the totality. This totality is there. From there, all these 16 things, like rays, they come. Each in its different manifestations. Some small rays. The rays are continuously coming, but each of them, they come in one small portion, and then they make up this body. To sum it up, a Kalā is like a drop from the ocean, that is the self or Brahman. In the Praśnopaniṣad, 16 Kalās represent the different parts, different aspects that make up our life and experience. Of course, at the death, when we are born, all the 60 Kalās come here, and when we die, all these return to the cosmic source, and the real self is revealed as pure and eternal beyond these parts. So viewers, with this explanation on this Kalās, we conclude this episode. I hope this was quite interesting and then informative. Please like, share, and then subscribe to my channel. Please post your comments in the comment box. Thank you viewers for your valuable time in listening to this. It's a great idea, from this Praśnopaniṣad. Thank you.